Hello and welcome to The Pulse. Last July, Japan's Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare released figures suggesting that the life expectancy of Hong Kong citizens had surpassed that of Japan's citizens for the second year running. Hong Kongers have the longest life expectancy in the world, although it's worth noting that we're comparing just one modern city with entire nations. With many Hong Kong people retiring at 60 or 65, that can mean many years to fill for those whose working life is over. More on that in part 2. But first, on Wednesday, the National People's Congress Standing Committee voted that part of the West Kowloon terminus should be regarded as mainland territory governed by mainland laws, a move that critics say further erodes the SAR's autonomy and contradicts the Basic Law.
香港特区与内地经过充分协商，决定在西九龙高铁站设立口岸，实行一地两检。
Li Fei went on to say that essentially, constitutional concerns did not matter, as decisions of the National People's Congress could trump the Basic Law itself.
全国人大常委会对实施香港基本法、处理重大法律问题所作出的决定，具有限制性地位，具有最高法律效力，也就是大家通常所说的“一言九鼎”。
The NPCSC's decision is the second step of the three-step process of the co-location arrangement adopted by the Hong Kong SAR. The final step is the passing of local legislation. At a press conference after the NPCSC decision was announced, Chief Executive Carrie Lam said she aims to table the bill to LegCo by February for it to pass before the summer recess, so that the express rail can operate before the end of the third quarter. She also said that what is actually written in the Basic Law is not relevant because times have changed and the need for such an arrangement could not have been foreseen in its drafting.
喺廣深港高鐵西九龍站實施一地兩檢，充分發揮高鐵優勢，係一國兩制實踐中遇到嘅新情況，並且係涉及內地同埋香港特區法律適用同埋管轄權劃分呢啲複雜嘅議題。 並非當年草擬基本法嘅時候所能夠預見嘅，因此基本法冇一個特定條文直接去回應或者適應呢個新嘅情況係可以理解嘅。
What Article 18 of the Basic Law stipulates is the extension and application of national laws in the entire Hong Kong SAR. As regards the application of national law in the West Kowloon Station, mainland port area, their scope of application is only confined to the mainland port area.
Article 18 of the Basic Law makes it clear that within Hong Kong, we only apply Hong Kong law, with the only exception of national laws which are listed in Annex 3. Article 19 makes it clear that Hong Kong courts shall have jurisdiction over all cases in Hong Kong. Article 22 makes it very clear that mainland officials or personnel stationed in Hong Kong must abide by Hong Kong law.
On Friday, the Hong Kong Bar Association issued a 6-page statement in which it described the NPCSC's decision as both wholly unconvincing and unsatisfactory to provide a firm legal basis for local legislation. It added that this unprecedented move is the most retrograde step to date in the implementation of the Basic Law and severely undermines public confidence in one country, two systems and the rule of law in the Hong Kong SAR.
Now they apply the mainland system of rule by law to Hong Kong and ignore all the protections enshrined in the Basic Law to separate the two legal systems. That is the problem. So we are now left at is that what the NPCSC says is the law.
Well, with us in the studio are Tanya Chan, barrister, Civic Party legislator and a member of the panel on transport, and Lawrence Ma, DAB member, barrister and chairman of the CA Legal Exchange Foundation. Can I come to you first, Lawrence Ma?
Yes.
The criticisms the basic criticism of this decision are that they simply don't follow the basic law and that the basic law has been reduced to whatever the MPC says it is. How do you respond to that?
Well, the constitutional law, the Constitution is always a living instrument and it has to be interpreted contemporaneously. Now, the NPCSC has, in this occasion, supplemented or clarified Article 18 because people have been saying the Article 18 has been infringed. What the NPCSC did this time is to supplement it by adding words to it to say that unless they have no general application in the HKSAR, of course our system is the final interpretation power of the basic law rests with the NPCSC and not with the court. And this is, of course, the intertwine of the one country, two systems.
And what Li Fei and other officials from the mainland were basically saying is that the law is whatever they say it is.
Well, under the constitution of the PRC, the NPCSC has the ultimate power of interpretation of the constitution, as well as all other national legislation. And the basic law, to them, it is a national legislation enacted by the NPCSC, so they would have the power of final interpretation.
Well, let me ask you, Tanya Chan. I mean, isn't that reasonable? I mean, the reality is that the law is controlled from Beijing.
Well, of course, I can't see any reason or any basis for this kind of action taken by NPCSC. In particular, for example, for this co-location arrangement, we're talking about a very, well, a new kind of arrangement, and the government should provide us with a very firm and strong legal basis. But simply, as Lawrence has said, of course I really disagree with him, because he said it's adding words to the legislation or to Article 18. Well, under the basic law, you can see that, for example, like Article 159, it's about the amendment of the basic law. Secondly, we have Article 158, it's about the interpretation of the basic law. So it's not just simply, well, under the 158 article, it explains the triggering point when the MPC can explain or interpret the basic law, but it shouldn't be used very loosely. And for example, like this time, we are talking about a policy applied in Hong Kong. So this is the duty of our administration to give us a strong and firm legal basis. But at this time, we still haven't been given any firm legal explanation.
The basic law, as you know, is a wide-ranging body. You could be adding bits here, adding bits there all the time. Doesn't that worry you?
Well, the basic law is not a product of the local legislature. The basic law is a product of the National People's Congress. It is a national law and acted by the National People's Congress.
You say that, but the drafting of the basic law was a joint undertaking between Hong Kong drafters and mainland drafters. Implicit in that arrangement was that the local side, i.e. the Hong Kong side, would have some say in this. Now you're saying that's all gone, that's all history.
No, Hong Kong people, we have made our contributions into the drafting process, and we have chipped in our opinions into it, and many of them have been accepted, and therefore we have the one country, two system in its formal detailed manner laid down in the basic law. But when it comes to interpretation, the final interpretation, particularly Article 18, which we said that they've infringed, is within the central-local relationship. So if the matter actually goes to the Court of Appeal, final appeal on judicial review to determine whether the arrangement is constitutional, the Court of Final Appeal would have to refer it to the NPCSC for an interpretation before they can make a decision.
But then now we haven't got any cases that are now needs to be determined by the Court of Final Appeal. But you can see that well before local legislation, this cooperation arrangement was endorsed or affirmed by the NPCSC. So, and without any consultation locally, and without any legal basis. And now it seems that the government is telling us the legal basis of the whole arrangement is simply based and solely based on this NPCSC decision. So I don't think this is okay, and this is the worst example after handover.
Don't you think, Lawrence Marr, that as a minimum it would have been better for this to have first of all come to LegCo before it went straight up to Beijing for a ruling?
If the Legislative Council enacted a law which may possibly go under judicial review to be infringing a provision of the Basic Law, which is Article 18, as what they have now just said, then the matter will have to go through a judicial system. The court will have to refer it, as I just said before, to the NPCSC, because this is an article. Article 18 is an article involving a central-local relationship.
We're going to have, very likely, I would say, very likely that we're going to have a judicial review after local legislation, and of course I would like to wait and see, because I still believe in judicial independence and I still have confidence in our judicial system. But obviously this time it's very difficult for our judiciary to, well, of course impossible to have any jurisdiction on the decision of the NPCSC.
Well, thank you both very much. I suspect we're going to be discussing this for some time, and we'll be back after the break. We'll see you then. Welcome back. The average lifespan for men in Hong Kong is 81 years and 4 months. Women get about 6 years longer. Those figures come from a study released in Japan last year, where those aged 65 account for 12% of the workforce, and 2/3 of this age group say they want to stay gainfully employed. Hong Kong's retirees rarely have the choice, with even the government enforcing retirement on its own employees at 60 or 65. Not only that, those who are retired can't expect a lot of support.
Does forcing people to retire based only on their age still have a place in the modern world? People are living longer and healthier lives. How much sense does it make for them to be retired for 20 or even 30 years? Some feel the very concept needs to be reassessed.
好多老友記有呢個問題嘅，佢到退休前後，佢已經所謂手下千軍萬馬，忽然之間孤家寡人啦，冇人俾佢點啊！所以佢哋係有好多寶藏嘅嘢咧，佢係好希望講出嚟，人哋好尊重咁樣聽佢講。
Legpo is one of the founders of the Hoi Pen Heritage Docent Society. He volunteered and took on the chairman role when the NGO began operating in 2010. Now he is the organization's secretary as well as its heritage guide. For him, being able to share his knowledge of old Hong Kong and its culture brings joy. At 66, Mr. Ng is having experiences that he had not expected during his working life.
我喺香港出世，香港大。 跟住我好愛國咁翻咗去大陸讀書，適逢其會咁樣投身咗文化大革命，做咗紅衛兵，跟住俾人踢咗去耕田嚇，跟住係游水翻香港。第一份工就已經係喺電視廠，咁一路我都係做技術方面嘅工作嘅，咁啊到後來自己搞啲小生意，都係做電子嘅，一路都係做工程技術方面嘅嘢。 咁冇任何嘢係同文化史蹟有關。我嘅下崗退休係被逼嘅，因為大陸生意越嚟越難做咧，橫掂都清清閒閒冇嘢做啦。有地方話開辦呢啲咁嘅文化史蹟培訓班啊，咁啊走去學咯。防空洞嚟㗎，入嚟啊！
Today, Mr. Ng is teaming up with his members to prepare a trip for primary school students. He says the difference between their group and others is that, although not historians, as retirees, they have their own rich life experiences. They can add their personal stories to the tour. It gives members the chance to help preserve Hong Kong memories through oral history.
我哋每一次嘅導賞咧，會講3種歷史嘅，一個咧就係香港嘅歷史，即係香港點樣開發啊，點樣變啊；另一個咧就係嗰個社區嘅沿革，呢個社區係點樣嚟㗎？發生過咩大事啊？再加上係嗰個導賞員自己個人嘅歷史，咁3個歷史加埋，咪吸引人啲咯。
其實我覺得呢個安排好好嘅，即係我自己本身就唔係話歷史系嗰啲出身啦，咁其實都唔係話好認識，即係譬如我要去學習一個地方嘅歷史，應該係由邊一個位去出發咧？咁其實我諗去揾翻當地嘅村民去做一個口述歷史咧，都好有研究價值嘅。
社會日日喺度消滅緊一輩人嘅價值啊！因為譬如講，我身邊識好多啲咁嘅電子工程技術人員，而家根本冇得發揮。佢哋而家做嘢嘅可能去做看更，可能去做保安咁樣。佢所學係完全喪失咗價值啊嘛！我哋比較上能夠令啲老友記比較輕鬆啲咧，就係話佢哋係有好多寶藏嘅嘢咧，佢係好希望講出嚟，去人哋聽佢好尊重咁樣聽佢講。
While some retirees are lucky enough to be able to afford to choose how they spend their time, others are not so lucky. In a society that offers no universal pension, many struggle to survive. According to current government figures, Hong Kong has a working population of around 3.62 million. Around 3% of the population is over 65. That number is expected to rise to nearly 8% in 50 years. While the Hong Kong government forces its own workers to retire at a given age, there are no such limitations for private companies. It may not set the best of examples itself, but it wants them to keep hiring older workers. A few years ago, the government implemented a middle-aged employment program, under which it will pay $3,000 per month for a period of 3 to 6 months for each member of staff over 40 the company hires. Last year, only 229 people who are over 60 benefited from this program. Angela Wong is the founder of this social enterprise that pushes for paid employment for people who are 50 or older. She's 65 and left her trading business 7 years ago. She says that many people don't consider how their roles in their families and society may change after they retire. They may then find themselves suffering from low self-esteem or even depression. She wants to offer a solution by hiring senior folks in her own social enterprise, as well as encouraging other business sectors to do likewise.
而家咧，我哋啲活力公公婆婆嚟噶嘛，咁佢哋好中意學咩咧？你係估佢唔到嘅喎，學一啲 DIY 飾物啦，或者真係學一啲嗰啲有機嘅護膚品諸如此類。咁點解咧？做咗啲嘢出嚟咧，唔係我哋淨係擺喺個架度，就真係我哋嚟用咯。日日都有人50、60歲喎，係咪啊？未必係7老80噶嘛。咁我自己咧都有3個孫噶咯喎。咁所以我係以第一身嘅模式咧，係去 design 一啲嘅program 俾啲婆婆。咁我歡迎大家合作伙伴嚇。好似我哋呢個年紀嘅人咧，係咪中意坐晒喺度8個鐘頭？即使係6個鐘頭咧，唔係。如果我4個小時，我又可以照顧翻我自己嘅生活，過翻我自己嘅 lifestyle 咧。咁但係我又有收入喎，因為咧而家我都係推動緊呢個嘅我哋呢個金齡人士嘅有酬工作。義工當然係好啦，呢個係非常之好重要嘅一個角色。但如果係持續性、長期對於某樣嘢去付出我哋嘅努力、體力、勞力嘅時候，咁就係應該有翻適當嘅報酬啦。我希望可以咧俾到個role model 俾我啲仔女啦，俾我身邊嘅年輕人啦，甚至乎我啲孫啦，睇下哇，嫲嫲可以同埋一齊玩。或者係我要點樣 prepare 自己融入翻而家呢個社會咧？例如好簡單，而家喺巴士大家都會見到70、80歲嘅公公婆婆，佢都識得喺度玩手機打 games 嘅，係咪啊？就係咁簡單啫嘛。咁點樣？呢個只係工具，但係我哋冇呢個心態去 ready 嘅時候，你 WhatsApp 你都唔用，或 WeChat 你都唔用，或者係將來電子貨幣無貨幣社會都唔去 entertain 佢，唔係想去知。咁呢個係我哋自己嘅事咯，要 prepare ourselves。
Architect Rocco Yim says that when he designed the government complex at Tamar, he had in mind the idea of an open door and not a barrier. Well, instead of an open door, fences have been put up around the complex and metal barricades are erected outside the Legislative Council building itself whenever the government expects rowdy protests. Since 2014, the so-called Civic Square, the forecourt of the government headquarters, has been cordoned off after sit-ins that sparked the Occupy movement. On Thursday, the government reopened that area as a passageway for visitors and staff. Protests at this site will be permitted by appointment and only on Sundays and public holidays. We'll leave you with images of that interesting form of reopening. See you next week in the new year, for which best wishes from all of us here at The Pulse. Goodbye.